what was the reason or the point or the truth that you found in Islam that led to your conversion as a strong Christian and preacher of the Bible?
That's a beautiful question. Because there's lights in my eyes, I don't know exactly where you are. Can you hold up your hand? Where
I am
is it?
here, sir.
There you are. I'm sorry. Now I see you. Your name is Gabriel?
Yes, sir.
In Arabic is Jibril. That's the angel I was talking about.
Thank you.
So we're very happy to have you with us today. It's a pleasure to have you with us. And it's a pleasure for you to ask such a question in such a nice way.
I'm privileged to ask you that question.
I wish I was there. I could give you a big hug.
Thank you, sir.
Because when I was a Christian, see, I wasn't nice like you. You're nice. I was tough, you know. Because I thought I had to save the world. I'm going to go out and preach a message. And, you know, I'm still a little wacko, don't get me wrong, but not near as bad as I was. What I found, and this is important to know, what I found was in my Bible first. What I found was in my Bible first. Because I used to travel with a lot of the so-called preachers of Christianity. And some of the ones that I traveled with, they don't represent real Christianity, by the way, but I traveled with them and I learned that I couldn't trust them. Especially when they would pick up the Bible and say, the Bible says, the Bible says. And afterwards I would say, it doesn't say that. They say, who cares as long as the people think so. And so it bothered me so much that I started trying to really read and understand many different translations of the Bible. But they didn't match. So I said, obviously, you know, translation is not the real thing. I need to learn Koine Greek. I knew that the Latin, I'd already studied Latin, and I knew that the Vulgate was only a translation of Koine Greek anyway. So when I went to the Koine Greek, it was hard. That was really hard, because those characters, they're confusing, you know. I don't know if you know Greek, but it's weird Greek to me. Anyway. Then I come to know that, oh, by the way, actually Jesus' language was a form of Hebrew called Aramaic. A form of Semitic language called Aramaic. And I had no clue what that was. So I tried to learn the Hebrew. Now, all along the way, I'm taking, interlinear Bible. I don't know if you know what that is. That's when you have the word in English, and under it'll have the word in Koine Greek, and you can look it up. Now, people like Ahmed Deedat, Rahimahullah, and Dr. Zakir Naik, they have these giant computer brains, okay? I don't have that. Giant computer brains. They can process all this stuff in their head. And I traveled with Zakir many times, and I have to tell you, he can really do that anytime, but this is not my subject. When I was studying it, I came to realize that there was a book called Strong's Concordance of the Bible. My father had a copy, so I would sit there. It's big. It's a very big book. And I would go through and look for these words. And then it will tell you in Koine Greek what's the root, what it comes from, and what it's related to, and where it's in the Bible. And then all of a sudden, I started discovering something really big. There's a whole lot of interpolation, because if you look over here, the same exact word means one thing, but over here it means something else. And then statements that people say about the Bible are not true. If I quote to you from what we have in the Quran, I can quote it to you in the Arabic language. But how many people do you know that can quote the Bible in the original Aramaic of the New Testament or ancient Hebrew of the Old Testament? Not very many people, right? But I want you to look, well, you're standing right there, Gabriel. Look around this room right here. Now, I don't know most of these people. Some of them know me from TV or something like that, but they don't really know me. But if I open this book on any page and I start quoting out of this thing, believe it or not, they will know if I'm making mistakes. There'll be somebody in this room that can tell you, no, that's a mistake. You said it wrong. But I'm just going to go to the first page. There we go. This is the first page. Hold it so the cameras can get a shot. Hi, guys. All right. What's the first letter? First letter in the first page. Anybody know? Tell us. Ba. Everybody knows it's Ba. So what's the word? Bismillah. This is Arabic. And keep in mind, this is an English program we're doing. I'm speaking some form of English right now, right? Yeah? Okay. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Next words. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم آمين.